This is the talk of Music City Real Estate.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the talk of Music City Real Estate.
Where we educate and motivate all things real estate.
Monte Mohr, Realty One Group, Music City.
Hey, and Carey Ann with CMG Financial and my mortgage team, and welcome back. It's Sunday evening.
Welcome, Carey Ann. Great seeing you.
So good to see you.
Before we go any further, we want to make sure we introduce our guest tonight. We have
a guest.
Awesome guest tonight.
Yes.
Mr. Jason Hoover of the Hoover team in real estate. I'm so excited about talking with him. But Jason, we're going to put that intro on hold right now because we got some other stuff. You know we got something important to talk about tonight.
Of course.
Because you were there the other night.
I was. It was amazing.
And boy, we haven't seen each other since you did Dancing with the Nashville Stars, Carey Ann, and I couldn't be more proud, honestly.
Oh, well, thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
It was a lot of hard work, but it was worth all of it for the great cause of Feed America First. So.
And you won the most technical
Dance, yes. I think that was really, I was really proud of that because it was a lot of hard work.
Oh my gosh.
I think you introduced me to Tom Henry and Feed America First so many weeks back, and I graciously accepted thinking like it would be easy. And I was reminded that ballroom dancing is not as easy as just dancing at a wedding,
No.
And so it was a lot of fun and a lot of hard work. And I owe it all to all of my friends over at NDC in Brentwood. They did an amazing job. The choreography, they took my vision and brought it to light. And they did a great job.
That was pretty incredible to have a change of outfits in a 2-minute dance.
Yeah, it was.
And be that smooth about it. I mean, that was incredible.
It was great. So we started off with Snow White. So it was funny. Initially, I said, hey, I want to do like Donna Summer, Last Dance, slow to fast, something like that. Mm-hmm. And they said, and who's she? And I knew I was working with a different age group. So I said, well, here's what I want to do. I want to do something slow. I'm a mom, and I want to do something fast, I'm fierce in business, etc. So they started with a Snow White song, and then they moved to Great Balls of Fire with this female singing it. So it was wonderful. It was great. It was really good.
Well, you had everybody sitting on the edge of their seat. I'll tell you. I mean, it was so great that we were in this front row like that. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. But what an awesome experience. Congratulations.
Thank
I guess
you.
There was more money raised than ever before.
Yes,
Set
to
a new
think
record.
about that. That's amazing. I think our group raised over $25,000, so I'm really proud of that. But to think that we were able to raise more than any other year, with everybody, all the celebrities combined, was amazing.
1.7 million meals or something like
that. Wow. Just huge. I mean, they just really make a difference for so many, and it's just an awesome organization.
Yeah, I don't know how much of the intro that you got to see because you were backstage, but was that heart-rendering? I mean, was it just really did touch your heart while you were there?
It really did.
I mean, it's hard not to want to be involved in that organization.
Oh, absolutely. We, Mindy and I are big fans of it now.
Yeah. And that's how it happened with us. Somebody, Eric from M Street invited us. He was one of the dancers. I had no idea what we were coming to. And we got there and he said, how do we not get involved in this? How do you not at least write a $100 check to feed 1,000 people? That's so empowering to be able to do that.
It's amazing that it goes that far.
I know it. It's incredible. And people, I think it causes some questions because they figure, well, how can that be?
Right.
But they go out and, let's give a shout out to Feed America First real quickly, okay? And I just want to make sure people understand how it works and what they're doing. It started 20 years ago, Tom Henry in a pickup, all by himself, and now 20 years later, they're feeding 35 to 40,000 families a month. I mean, it's just pretty incredible. And the way they make the dollar go so far is, first of all, their help is volunteer. Mm-hmm. Second of all, their food is donated. It comes from grocery stores that things have been sitting on the shelf maybe almost too long, and they repackage it, or coming from a manufacturer, coming from a farmer. They might get a semi-load of potatoes or watermelons or whatever. And the grower or the store or the restaurant gets a write-off, which is great because otherwise it's going to a landfill.
Right.
Even today, 40% of the food created in this country goes to a landfill. That's just criminal.
That blew me away.
Yeah. I mean, I
couldn't believe it.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is.
It's hurtful. So anyhow, Carey Ann, thank you so much.
Yeah, and I love that they put this dance together, with the show on TV to bring it kind of close to home and to, bring in so many different professional celebrities, people that touch different industries to just continue to get the word out. It was great. So I got to meet so many wonderful people that have just the biggest hearts. And I think I shed a few tears last night for sure, or the last week.
I think most of us did. That was it was incredible. I think there was only one dancer there that I would have been in competition with. I'll confess, because Connie and I both said, boy, they've really elevated from the 3 years ago when I did it.
Yeah.
I felt like I was actually almost in the running, but last night I would have been blown away. And of course, Carey Ann, there's no way I could have.
Oh, well, it's so funny because you had so many female dancers and there was a few male dancers, but us female dancers, we're challenged with the dances that the females have to do for you, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, a bunzarola, come on, like that's, my buns are rolling on the ground. Like and they're like, oh, I never thought of it that way. I'm like the average Joe over here going, you just gave me the bunzarola. I assume that means my buns need to be rolling.
That's it.
On the ground. Yeah,
I think that's
funny.
Probably how the name originated.
Yeah, it was really funny. So I was really proud. It was like there was 3 moves in the routine, and I was like, as soon as I hit them, you could just feel it. I was like, bam, I hit that one. Okay, move on to the next one. Bam, I hit that one. So it was really, I was breathing heavy for sure.
I wish everybody listening right now could see it. This was TV instead of radio.
I know. But it was great. And, it's funny. They're like, you would just be such a great dancer, and I'm like, oh no, that was on the bucket list. It was checked off. We're done with that.
We're done with that.
And we're done.
And we're back to mortgages. Okay.
Connie reminded me last night that, I haven't danced since that time, and I used to dance once in a while. I told her it's kind of like having a real bad, maybe a night you drank a little too much or something, and you don't want to ever touch that again.
Right.
I don't think it's that bad, but I haven't danced a second since then. Because it was so painful.
Well, it's so funny. I probably would only be able to dance that 2.2 minute dance, right? Meaning like there's movement of the waltz, there's a little bit of the swing, there's a bunzarola, and they're like, why are you doing the bunzarola? It's a wedding. Why are you that would be all that I would know how to do. Really funny, but great cause. So much money raised. Thank you to everybody out there that took the time to donate. We really appreciate you and grateful for your support.
Well, back to our guest tonight.
Yes.
Jason Hoover of the Hoover Real Estate Team. His wonderful wife, Mindy. You know her too, don't you?
Yes. I got to see her again.
What a blessing that Connie and I have enjoyed having these guys join us in the last month from another office. And they bring with them a great reputation and great experience and skills. Jason comes from a coaching background, right, Jason?
I do.
I bet that's come in handy with real estate, hasn't it? I bet you how many
you have to coach so many people.
How many realtors have you coached?
I actually lost count.
Really?
Somebody asked me that, and and we have to go back to how you define coaching,
right?
Because and we can get into that later. I have a soapbox myself, just like you and I buyers. That's me and my soapbox.
Do we have the boxing gloves? Do we need those for that? I think you're probably passionate about that.
And it's because of that. I am so passionate about coaching, and there are so many people out there that say that they've coached tens of thousands of people. Mm-hmm. If you're truly coaching, it's impossible.
Right.
To be coaching. Basically, you're training at that point.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Somebody's reading your blog. And you're calling it coaching.
That's right. And you've got some 12-step program that you're selling to people.
Right.
True coaching, what I call it is that one-on-one journey that you're taking with somebody, and you're helping them build that business. You're not giving them the goals. They're bringing the goals to the table, and you're helping them
elevate them. Yes.
Elevate it. But you're unpacking everything, and from there, you're designing that business together.
Wow. Bringing accountability to them.
Oh yeah, and that's that's one piece of it.
One piece, yeah.
Go back to your question. How many people have I cut? Hundreds in as far as real estate. A lot more, because I actually started as a business coach.
Okay.
Oh.
And so the funny thing is that's how I got into real estate. I got into it backwards.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm not the one that went and sold some houses and then decided to be a coach. No, I was a coach that in my business I started recruiting, not recruiting, but gaining clients that were agents. And from there,
before you were licensed yourself?
Before I was licensed.
Wow.
Yeah. So
awesome.
they seeked me out.
So your coaching started moving out there ahead of yourself, and people heard about it. And
Correct.
And realtors actually hired you.
Right.
Wow.
Absolutely. And so I was actually coaching, local businesses, small to medium-sized companies, things like that. And realtors started reaching out, and I'm like, sure, I can. Because real estate, you are an entrepreneur,
Right?
You're a business.
This is your business.
Yeah, you're the
Right.
CEO of your own. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. And so it was, and at the time, it's when we were, kind of in that shift of what are we going to do with our lives again?
Yeah, right.
It's kind of hitting that point in life of like, okay, well, what's next? We got to keep this exciting. And so I was like, hey, Mindy, how about you get into real estate? I'm coaching these real estate agents, and I'm like, this sounds like a pretty good thing. You would be amazing at it. And, because she loves talking to people, she can build rapport. She knows a lot of people.
You've known her personality type for a while, probably, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And so she would not have anything to do with it.
Really?
Just like,
Really?
no,
She's such
no.
a natural.
I know. And she used to be in sales.
Really?
Yeah, she used to be in sales, but she was a school teacher at the time.
Right.
And so I was like, all right, fine, I'll go do it.
Sure, right.
And so I decided, all right, I'll get my license and just kind of dive into this, and found out I loved it.
Wow.
Absolutely loved it.
Wow.
And so, keeping the story short is I became a coach. And that's all I did. I was a producing agent and a coach, and ended up building a full coaching program, and finally talked my wife into it. We built this team, and now here we are.
Wonderful.
What a great story. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm with you. If Mindy is, if I know what kind of skills sitting at home, I'm going to be, trying to encourage that along, because she's obviously a natural at this. Great personality, great smile, great heart. I mean, people are attracted to her. The other night at the dance, it's amazing, people pulling on her and stuff.
Yeah.
They knew who she was and stuff. That's awesome.
Well, we have a lot more to talk about. We're excited to have Jason
Yes,
in
we
the
are.
studio with us this evening. You've been listening to the talk of Music City Real Estate.
Hi, my name is Monte Mohr. I'm the broker owner of Realty One Group Music City. I've been an active real estate broker for over 35 years now, personally selling thousands of homes. That's why I recently opened Tennessee's first Realty One Group office. As a real estate professional, would you like having it all? Cutting-edge technology, full support, world-class training, same-day commission deposits, all for free? How about strong collaborative culture, national brand recognition, new high exposure, easy access office, and a non-competing broker committed to your success 7 days a week? Now let's top that off with all experienced agents receiving 100% of their commission from day one. I know, where's the catch, right? There is no catch. Call us today and schedule a confidential meeting and learn why Realty One Group is the fastest growing real estate franchise in the nation. Call 636-8244. That's 615-636-8244. Or go to topagentsuccess.com. That's topagentsuccess.com. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the talk of Music City Real Estate.
Where we educate and motivate all things real estate.
Monte Mohr here with Realty One Group Music City.
Hey, and Carey Ann with CMG Financial and my mortgage team. We're back.
Bunzarola's back.
I'm just a bunza-rolling over here. I love it. And we've got Jason Hoover with us this evening.
I really thought you'd have your trophy under your arm today.
It's
in
funny.
the car.
It is. Yeah, I'm keeping it close.
Why don't you make that as maybe a hood ornament on your new?
It could be.
That'd look pretty cool, I think.
Oh goodness.
Anyway, we're with
Oh,
Jason
too funny.
Hoover of the Hoover team at Realty One Group Music City, and so great to have you. I mean this with all my heart, Jason. When you and Mindy decided to move over to our company, we were both so blessed, because we just look at you guys as such quality individuals, quality couple, and I know that you made a difference in a lot of realtors' lives, and to have that level of expertise in the organization is just a real confirmation that we're doing the right things.
Well, I appreciate it. And, it was, the decision to come on board and kind of partner with you, I looked at it as that there's so much that I can learn from you as well. And,
well, thank you.
And I, just a side note here, I'm like between two powerhouses here. I mean, this is like, oh my goodness. You've ever heard Power by Proximity? Uh-huh. Yeah. I know this is a radio show, but if the audience could smell, I mean, it's like the smell of success in here. I'm just like trying to grab it here.
Well, let's talk more about the coaching thing. I think you got a real unique handle on it. Something that we don't always hear about. So let's talk about your perspective of coaching in the real estate world, okay? Because you did this for a while.
Yes.
And there's a lot of excellent agents out there because of that coaching.
Well, yes, and I thank you. And that's one thing that I love, and that's why it is a passion, is to to think that I had a hand of so many out there that have a business now and that are living the dream that they had, and I was just a little piece of that, and so it helps me because I'm not working for a paycheck.
Yeah.
I'm working for a cause, a purpose, and which goes back to, it's kind of my own self-motto is that, and I share this with a lot of people, is that, your purpose is about people, not profits.
Exactly.
And if you ever get that backwards, then your life is going to be out of line, and you're going to be wondering why.
Yep.
I'm making all this money, I've got all this going on, but you got it out of line. You got to get it refocused and realigned. And, I've heard, people, even in our industry, sadly enough, they'll say it's all about the money. It's all about no, it is not all about the money. And if that's why you're in it, you need to get out.
Right. Amen, brother. Preach it.
Well, there's been more transactions, I think, that Monte and I have done that have been for free or cost us money to do because it was the right thing to do and have opened up so many more doors. And it's just the right thing to do for that family.
Do what's best for the person, and you will be blessed in the long run.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was sharing that last week, at a training that, a lot of realtors think that their number one job is to sell real estate. It's really not. Your number one job is to earn the right to develop relationships of people who know, like, and trust you. And then if their real estate needs happen, then you're there for that cause. That's if you've earned that right. But it's all about relationships. It's all about doing the next right thing. The money will follow if you're doing that.
It will.
And that's an unusual chant, brother. So I really appreciate you sharing that from that perspective.
Well, and to tag on to that a little bit is that there are a lot of real estate agents.
Oh, there's a ton of them. 10,000 plus right here in Middle Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, easy. And I even heard one said it was over 30,000.
Wow.
For the state, I think it is.
Is the state? Yeah. Okay. Well, but yeah, so and I share this a lot with especially new agents. They come in and like, well, there's so many agents out there. I'm like, yes, there is a lot of real estate agents, but there are not a lot of real estate professionals.
Amen.
And there's a big difference.
Huge difference.
Big difference.
Huge difference.
And because of that, that really narrows down the competition, right? And in the coaching, I had to help them understand, well, there's a lot of people that get into real estate because they're driven by interest. They're just interested in the business.
Yeah.
They've been watching
They're going to dabble into it.
Yeah, they've been watching the fake reality live shows.
Right.
Fake
reality.
And I will tell you that I was part of one of those shows, and I never thought that they were so-called fake or scripted or whatever until my sister was part of that Say Yes to the Dress. And it was an eye-opener, like literally what we were doing and what they were scripting for us to do at the time, and 9 hours of taping to get 15 minutes. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it really opened my eyes, like, that's not really happening. I don't really say that. That's not who I really am, type of thing. So yes, you were right on that standpoint for sure.
But that's what's driving a lot of folks thinking they should get in, because they sat across the table from somebody when they closed on their home and watched them, collect a $10,000 commission, thinking that, well, all they did is open the door for me, and that's all they saw. Not
it's
knowing,
easy money.
Yeah,
it's easy money. I
exactly.
can do that. I like going and looking at homes. I love looking at floor plans. I can make a living out of this.
How many people have gotten in with that attitude?
How many people have gotten out?
Yeah, because there's an 87% fallout rate. There's a reason for that.
Exactly.
Getting in for the wrong reasons. Not managing the expectations.
Right.
Going in for the money instead of the relationships, like you're talking about.
That's right. And it takes a certain personality to build a business.
Sure.
I mean, you are the business, and I tell them, hey, you're a walking, talking, eating, sleeping business every moment of your life.
Yeah, and it didn't. I mean, you're 30 plus years. I'm 20 plus. I mean, it takes a while to get to a place of true success. And yes, you can be a rookie, and you can do amazing things in 1 year, exactly. But you need to approach it not assuming.
Right.
There's a lot of assumptions there. Where like even in the lending side, they look at me like, well, I was supposed to. You actually have you worked 50 hours, 60 hours this week? Like that's what it takes, to actually get there. So
Yeah, and you can appreciate this. It's almost like you can't turn it off, because if you turn it off, it's like, wait, I don't feel right.
Right? Yeah.
That's how Connie and I are. I mean, this is our baby. We don't have any hobbies. We don't go anywhere. This is our baby. And,
somebody
and
called
we
me
love
earlier.
it.
Yeah, somebody called me earlier, and Sunday, and said, "Are you working?" I was like, "Well, I work every day, 24/7. What do you need?
Breathing, I'm working.
I'm always working. What do you need? I'm here to help. You know, who can I serve today?"
I'm not sure that's healthy, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, when you have a 6-year-old and you're in this industry, you're gonna, I'm just gonna constantly work, and I'm passionate about helping people. Yeah.
Well, you're passionate about something. It's not work. I mean, honestly, it's
That's right.
very enjoyable. I can't believe how much joy I get now out of helping somebody else, another agent, succeed, whether they're part of our organization or not. I love that part.
Yeah.
Love it. I mean, it's almost like a drug.
Yeah.
It's like you get that high.
Yeah.
Like
they do what you said to do, and they get the success afterwards. What a rush that is.
And one thing that I love doing in my, when I was doing this coaching with these new agents, I would always make a big deal out of their first transaction because when they do that and they get that check, it becomes real.
Yeah.
And so, that very first thing, because I remember, my first one, it's like, wow, this actually works.
Yeah.
This happens.
Yeah.
And so
The momentum of all that too, like keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And I'll say it's hard for a lot of people to shift their mindset from a W-2 to a 1099.
Yeah. Huge.
Very hard to do.
So I think that's almost, in some cases, they just don't get it. They just never get it. And there's a reason. I've sat down with folks time and time again. I said, look, there's a reason why there's an 87% fallout within 18 months of this industry. It's a lot hard. However hard you think it is, let's think about it for a second. However hard you think that is, it's 10 times, 100 times harder than that.
Yeah.
But that goes right over somebody's head because they don't have anything to gauge that hardness on. What is it really hard about it? Until they get in the midst of it and they say, well, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, after 6 months.
I don't think they approach it as their own business, as in they truly are the CEO of their own business, the CFO of their own business. Like you have to not manage the marketing, but the accounting and all of that, right?
I'm
you got to figure it out. Right. Yep, for sure. And just it is overwhelming. You have to embrace it. It's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be crazy. There's a lot. There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days, sad days, right? How are you going to continue to just keep the engine going?
And that's what I tell people is that, I can help you with many of different things that causes people to fail. But I cannot bring the hustle to the table for you. You've got to bring that.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Well, so good. So we've got Jason Hoover here with the Hoover team with Realty One Group in the house with us this evening. We're talking all about helping those agents and coaching them to the next level and elevating them in their business. Stay tuned. We'll be back. You've been listening to the Talk of Music City Real Estate.
Are you someone who is looking to gain wealth through real estate? My name is Carey Ann Cyr, and I'm with CMG Financial and my mortgage team. Whether you're looking to purchase your first home, a second home, or even an investment property, my team and I, we specialize in making the process of home ownership smooth as possible. With our vast variety of mortgage programs, our competitive interest rates, and our local support center, we have the ability to serve so many deserving families and help find just the right mortgage program to fit within your short and long-term financial goals. Mortgage loans is what we know, and approving them is what we do. We'd be honored to help you begin the process today. Check us out at yourtnlendingsolution.com. That's yourtnlendingsolution.com. Or give us a call, always a friendly voice, 615-456-4456. That's 456-4456. We look forward to helping you and beginning your mortgage application today.
Super Talk 99.7 WT and the Talk of Music City Real Estate.
Where we educate and motivate all things real estate.
Monte Mohr here with Realty One Group Music City.
Hey, and Carey Ann with CMG Financial.
And we're getting some great insights and information from Mr. Jason Hoover. Thank you, Jason, again for being here with us tonight. We really appreciate that, man.
I appreciate the offer.
So let's just jump to what I want to talk about, your team. I know that Mindy is part of your team. You work with your wife.
I'm actually part of her team, if you want to get real on that.
Oh, there we go.
Is that what you negotiated?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she is the star. I'm behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, there's no question about that. You don't want to ever get in front of the star.
If you ever see our listing signs, you only see her face, okay? They make that
there
clear.
You go.
Yeah. No, it takes a special relationship to be able to work together. I can certainly speak to that.
Yes.
I mean, Connie and I, we eat, breathe, and sleep real estate, every waking hour. of our lives, and there's some pros and there's some maybe not so pros sometimes to that scenario because it's hard to shut it off. I don't know if you guys struggle with that or not.
Right. Yeah. And I will say this: once she finally did, decide to get her license, and we came together and had this team. It has really been a blast.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it.
Awesome.
Working together with her, going and doing our own, mega open houses and lead generating. And we have really, kind of found our groove on how we operate.
That is so cool.
awesome.
It is
so
it
cool.
is.
You guys look like you're best friends when you're together.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is so
and,
cool.
it's one of those things we don't want to go do something else like with the guys or the girls.
Right.
Every once in a while that will happen, but for the most part, it's a family thing.
That's awesome. So let's talk about, it's a crowded field out there. For those wondering, you're thinking about looking for a good real estate team to go to work for them, to sell their home or help them buy a home. Tell us some of the uniqueness of the Hoover team, can you?
Yeah, so with the Hoover team, obviously I've got a lot of insight,
right?
And I've come from helping many agents, which that actually includes so many different transactions.
I know,
and as you know, not every transaction is the same. So just that alone, it's almost like if you wanted to put that into years, I don't know how many years that would be.
I'm totally humbled by it, brother. Because thank you that you have been involved in that many transactions with that many agents. That's amazing.
And I love it.
And helping people keep the right attitude during that process. That's the hard part sometimes.
True. Absolutely.
Well, people think, too, that process is so easy, but it's so different every single time. Every single transaction, is just up, down, left, right.
Well, and the great thing is that, so I bring that to the table. Mindy is fantastic as far as, connecting. And if those that know the DISC personality, I love the DISC personality. I'm a DC. I'm very driven, but I'm data. I love data stuff.
On point, love it.
My wife is a DI, which
that's how we relate. She and I are probably very similar. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, and I don't know the exact figure, but it's like over 80% of the successful real estate agents are DIs, and so that's why I was like, I know you're going to do a great job at this,
right?
And so together we are actually, I don't want to kind of. Wave my own flag here, but we're a powerhouse.
Yeah,
because we've got our
loud.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got our systems in place, and one of the our motto is expect excellence, because excellence is the bar in everything. If it has my name, it has to be excellent. And I'm not going to recommend anybody. I'm not going to recommend any service or software unless I have personally vet them out, and I know that they will give my clients the very best service.
Amen.
And that's
we have one reputation. Got to guard it.
Absolutely. So you have to have a power team. That's what I call it. Everybody, lenders and
takes a village
vendors,
for sure.
They've got to be a power team. And I will not expect less because I don't expect less of myself. And so that, as the Hoover team, that's what we bring to the table.
It's a pretty transparent attitude about this.
Very transparent, yeah. And through the whole process, one thing that, and you know this about me, is that I'm not going to just tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what is real, and I'm going to tell you exactly, what you're looking at. And, I'm not going to put a listing out there and say, yep, it's going to sell for this price, and then trick you into coming down later. I'm going to tell you exactly what you can expect, and, we'll have those discussions, but I don't play games.
Yeah.
We don't play games. We work hard.
It's an important endeavor, selling or buying a home.
It's very important.
It's no room for games.
No, there is no room. And a lot of people play games.
Right.
And that's just the way I run my business. And, whenever you're working with us, you're going to know what's happening. You're going to be included on everything that we're doing. We're very aggressive on getting that purchase or getting that house sold. But what I tell clients every time, I said, listen, we do not believe in pressure. We want you to make that decision. When you do, like if we're looking at a house and you say, this is the one, look out. That's when we get aggressive. And we're going to work hard for you. But up until that point, we're not pressuring you. We're working on your timeline. That comes from my coaching.
Okay.
Because
patience.
Patience, but also I tell my clients, you bring the gold to the table.
Okay. Oh.
So you bring it to the table, and then I'm going to journey with you. So that's the same concept.
Boy, what an asset. What a great perspective.
Yeah, so that's the same concept that we have with our clients.
Love that.
Carey Ann, let me take a little side trip here, and just to underline what Jason just said. Mm-hmm. He doesn't blow smoke, okay? So what we haven't shared is that, and we don't with everybody, but I guess we're going to do it on the radio now. but seriously, this means a lot, because there is a lot of fluff out there in the industry. You know that in your industry as well. There's a lot of people saying things and maybe not backing them up. But what I'm getting at here is, Jason and I, we first met each other, me helping him buy a home. They moved up here from Arkansas, I don't know, 8-10 years ago. How long's it been? Quite a while?
Yeah, quite a while.
So I was trying to help him find a home.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, I dropped the ball. I did not provide.
He's not going to forget that, too.
I did not. Well, no, this is important.
It is.
Because somebody that has that level of conviction and recognizes it from that perspective, with that level of conviction, they're going to walk it out as that service provider. Okay. So he helped me grow. That's why I talk about this, because he helped me grow. I mean, a lot of people would say, "No, let's not just talk about that. Let's not ever talk about that," because nobody, especially somebody who's been in the business for 35 years, wants to talk about the fact that he fired me.
Yeah.
He fired me. He said, "I'm sorry, but we're going to have to go find somebody else who's got some time to work with us." Okay. And whatever my excuses was at the time, it didn't carry any weight with him. But I got back in their good graces and helped them find that home. But I'm just saying that he walks what he's talking is the point of that.
That's huge.
I think I'm going to change my slogan. The one who fired Monte.
I love it. In my office, they laugh, or they actually get mad at me all the time, because now, because the bar is raised, like, I expect a lot out of them. So now in the world of service, my employees, they are out there with restaurants or wherever they are, their expectation level is so much higher, now they've never once sent something back or questioned, the level of anything. So it's interesting when you start to provide better service and you elevate yourself, you expect more from others.
You do.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why we have a hard time sometimes in our industry going to a restaurant, not getting good service, or wherever, because we connect with what they ought to be doing. Sometimes people forget why they're there. I mean, we're here to serve people.
Right.
They're not here to serve us. We're here to serve those that are privileged enough to do so.
Servant's heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason, before I forget, how do the listeners get a hold of you and Mindy? Can you share that contact information?
Yes, please. Yes. So our website is The Hoover Team, TheHooverTeam.com. Or you can contact my wife directly, 615-585-9946.
Awesome. I want to make sure that the listeners know that there's an awesome individual here or a team rather, that can help them with their real estate needs. And so thank you for.
And I love that the team concept is
so
big,
good.
because there's only so much time in one day, and having two, and one that is great with, people, and one that's great with the numbers. I think that, like you said, is a powerhouse. So that's awesome.
Yep, it is. And, we're able to help each other. Like this morning, I was showing land. This afternoon, she's showing some condos.
Wonderful.
And while I'm here on the radio.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a husband and wife team, a spousal team, I think is the most effective, because you can go into an appointment and figure out, okay, who's the leader of the ship there, and connect and make sure that and when one's talking, the other one's remembering things. We want to make sure we're covering it. So it's the most effective way, I think, to do a listing appointment, certainly.
Yeah. And two, one thing that's important, and I think this is to be said for our heart, talking about the servant's heart, is that we're very community minded. And I say that, a lot of people say that, but we're a part of the community, so much so that my wife even has her own nonprofit.
Wow.
She's had it this will be her 10th year coming up.
Wow.
And it's a phenomenal thing. Love the Dress TN.
Love it.
Love the Dress TN.
Love the Dress Tennessee. And you can go on the website to find out about that, lovethe.dresstn.com. But we actually, we don't make anything off of it. It is, we get people that donate dresses, and she has all these people that come together, and in February, they give out dresses to those that can't afford it. For prom and dances.
Oh, wow.
And then they'll even have other people that donate their time for like makeup and all this stuff.
Oh, I love that. It's so funny. I just I just moved all of the dresses upstairs and that I've had for years. And I'd love to give you some dresses for that organization.
Fantastic.
That would be amazing.
What's it called again?
LoveTheDressTN.com.
It's wonderful.
How awesome is that?
That gives me goosebumps.
That's so
That's a
cool.
good thing. That's really
What a
good thing.
gift that is for somebody who's got a big event coming up and they can't afford that dress. What a gift.
And they cost a pretty penny. That's the thing that's so sad, you know.
We found that out with Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my. Do you need a performance dress? I have a few. Well,
they've got some Bunzarola marks on them.
yeah, you got to clean those up. But we'll shine up the jewels here in a second. Well, this has just been so fun having Jason in the studio tonight. We have a lot more to talk about. We're going to take a short break, but when you come back, we're going to be talking more about maybe how to get the most from your home sale. You've been listening to the talk of Music City Real Estate.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the talk of Music City Real Estate.
Where we educate and motivate all things real estate.
Monte Mohr, Realty One Group, Music City.
Hey, and Carey Ann with CMG Financial and my mortgage team.
And we're with Mr. Jason Hoover of the Hoover team at Realty One Group, Music City. Welcome back, Jason.
Hey.
Welcome back, Carey Ann.
Having a good time.
It is good.
We're learning lots tonight, and I really love the perspective that you bring as a former non-realtor coach to a current realtor coach plus a realtor working side by side with the amazing wife Mindy Hoover, and what an awesome tag team! I'll tell you,
Powerhouse. I think he
Powerhouse.
Yes.
I like
Get that right, Monty.
Yes.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, I just try to make sure that she keeps me on the team as long as possible.
Yes. What do they say? Coach you in, or coach you up, or coach you out? We don't want her to coach you out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I definitely I'm not coaching her, so it's definitely it's a yes, ma'am, and let's do this.
Oh, you should probably coach on that for other people.
That'll be a whole nother category that you can coach on, is husband and wives working together.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no joking aside, I mean, that's it. Once you finally find that groove and you are able to capitalize on your individual skill sets, there's so much you can do.
And that's the key to it, is to respect and understand what each other's skill sets are, and then stay in those lanes the best you can, and respect those other lanes the best you can.
That's true.
It's hard for some of us to identify with some lanes, but
I think my business partner, he and I have been good friends for a really long time. I think 13 years. So I always say he's my work husband, but I get to you get to go home with your own wife. Thank the Lord, type of thing. But you get to a point where you're finishing each other's sentences, like you just know what decisions will be made, so it does make it easy when you've been working together so closely with somebody and they know you very closely. So for sure.
Yeah.
So Jason, I want to hit you on a little more of a personal level, not personal, but I want to hear. I'd love to take this opportunity to ask you a very direct question, and here's the point of the matter. You've just come from one of the best brands in the world when it comes to real estate. Okay, Keller Williams. What a great company. I mean, they're amazing training, amazing in so many ways. Great culture that they're working on building on all the time, technology and so forth. I've always had great respect for one of the founders, Gary Keller. I've always had great respect for one of the local owners, Bill Haggard. Super people, just awesome individuals building an incredible organization here locally. I mean, Keller Williams is, I think, according to Brokermetrics, the two top offices around. Okay,
yeah,
dynamic in every way. So I got to ask you this question. So you were with Keller Williams. Now you're not. Are you seeing? I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but I'm asking why move from Keller to a company that like Realty One Group Music City? I mean, again, I've already shared with you. I'm so blessed that you have.
Right.
But tell me why.
Well, it wasn't a quick decision.
I know.
It's something.
And as meditates on things. You marinate on things.
Marinate.
He's that C personality.
That's right.
So there.
That's right.
Hey, and a little factoid for you is that's the same personality trait as Gary Keller's the DC.
I'm not surprised.
See?
I'm not surprised.
But yes, it wasn't a quick decision, but it was what I call a business decision. Just as I was saying earlier, coaching people to understand you are not the Keller Williams business. You are your own business.
Correct.
And you got to find a way to plug in that actually helps your business the best.
Right.
So for me, Keller Williams is fantastic. It's got a lot of great opportunities, even outside of selling real estate. There's so much that you can do within the organization. So don't get me wrong, they're wonderful. But as a real estate agent, in not wanting to go up into the corporate side of it is I was thinking, well, what are some options for us? Because in business, you're always looking at, and again, it goes back, it's not all about the money, but you want to capitalize, you want to maximize your profit and that revenue. So as an entrepreneur, you know that, well, you can affect your sales and you can affect your cost. So, and one of those line items is the commission that you pay back to Keller Williams just to be a part of this organization.
Sure.
And so I was like,
which is pretty standard in the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of ways. Most, but the bulk of the companies probably out there are on some sort of a split, 80-20, 70-30. Exit used to be, I was with Exit, it was 70-30. Keller, 80-20, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, it's 36-64.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and because you have to include the market center and international.
Okay.
It's 30% for the market or the market center and 6% for international, which is fine whenever you're utilizing everything and you're growing as an agent. You're learning, you're developing your skills, and you're actually you're partaking in that. But there comes to be a point that you don't need that anymore. You are the business. You're getting the leads. You're making the money. You're closing them. And at that point, I was like, well, and I see these new models coming up, which, and this is just a personal view, but I think that's the way of change that's happening. Okay. Is that, with this whole market, with the iBuyers, all the stuff that's coming in to change things, that is going to be the new way. And so at the end of the day, it's like, you know what? If I can immediately give myself an $18,000 pay raise, why not do that?
Right.
And that was whenever we started looking at with Realty One, and of course with you. But I was very skeptical, and I even shared with you before. It's like when Mindy and I went to sit down with you, I was like, yeah, we're going to find out what's behind the curtain here.
Sure, right.
What's
the real story?
It's too good to be true.
Exactly, and I think that's key. Is that I even thought it's too good to be true. And
I know you were sitting there with your arms like
oh yeah,
crossed.
I mean, it was
no body language discussion.
He was going to be gracious to me because of our prior relationship.
Sure.
But he only follows what's right for the business, looking very objectively.
Yeah, and which we've kind of outlined earlier is that I am going to do what's best for my business and our household.
And probably align with the same people that have the same beliefs, right? Of excellence, et cetera, et cetera. Right.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure,
yeah.
for sure. When we walked out, so I kind of went in with the mindset of how's this going to benefit, or how's this going to benefit us? What's it going to do for our business?
Sure.
And when we left, it's like, oh my goodness, why wouldn't I do this? And I guess looking at that again, it's almost like walking in like, why should I do this? And then I left going, why shouldn't I do this? And because it was full transparency, and you recall even in that sit down when we were there, I even asked you, I'm like, well, how are you making money?
Right.
Because this is 100% commission. Right. It is just $150 office fee, which is right up there with anybody else. Yeah. And more importantly, I mean, this goes back to my business days. You can have a high salary and hate your job,
right? Yeah.
And it's not worth it. And so even getting giving myself an instant $18,000 pay raise wouldn't be worth it if I didn't like and believe in the culture.
Align, with everything. Yep.
Right. So,
or it was too big of a trade-off of other tools and technology or training and those kind of things.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you. I mean, this is that you blew me away at the technology. Keller Williams, they call themselves a technology company, and they are. They're working on some great things. And one of the jobs that I had in the past, I oversaw a development company. Okay. We developed software, so I'm very key in that. And understanding there's a lot of bugs. There's a lot of things they got to work out. And when I saw what Realty One Group already had in place, I was like, and I'm not bashing Keller Williams. I'm not bashing, I'm not at all.
Right.
But I was like, why doesn't the number one company already have this?
Yeah.
And so, yes, all of that coupled into one it made it a no-brainer for me. And I just encourage other people. That's what I tell people. It's like, you have to make a business decision,
right,
and evaluate it all. So, look at that and find out what works best for you. And if it's Realty One, great. If it's Keller Williams, great.
Yeah.
Just find your home.
Thank you, Jason.
Find your home. I love that.
I really
Find your
appreciate
home.
that,
That's
man.
so good.
Find your home.
That is so good.
Follow
Well,
your
it's just been such a pleasure having you with us this evening. We have Jason Hoover here and his fabulous partner in crime, Mindy. They are a powerhouse. Again, if you are looking for a powerhouse to help you sell or purchase real estate, check them out. They're at the Hoover team. That's the Hoover, HOOVER team.com. And thank you again. Very grateful
Thank you so
for
much.
you.
This was so
for
much
being
fun.
here.
Awesome. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We will see you next week. You've been listening to the Talk of Music City Real Estate.